So I was just banned from the Furry Diffusion AI server for going in there and questioning a guy doing a Laura for the entirety of Furry art on like the ability to do it, right? Their arguments for it being able to do more than one or two concepts was, well, we can do one style with multiple characters. That's one concept. It's Bruce Timm style. Or one concept that is already in there, but like we fine tune it a bit more, which is another thing that they did. The thing is, Loras can only introduce one concept. They can do more, but if it's the thing isn't there, it can only introduce one. And like they argued that it didn't, and they use this paper as their only like thing to like actually argue their point because their actual examples did not work. Here's the thing: your AI people deduce, don't induce. They're inducing because they type multiple tags that it's multiple concepts. It's not multiple concepts. It's one. You need to actually deduce what those concepts are, break them down, simplify them, figure out what you're actually training. They can't. They are incapable of doing anything more than inductive reasoning, which is weird because their AI background. And I'm just like, this is deduction 101. And the other thing that I like apparently started an argument with, because apparently they said I did 3 channels. I only was even in 2, except for one I said like hot on a thing. But like the other one I supposedly like started an argument with, by the way, was someone said you needed a terabyte of RAM to a VRAM to do a video appropriately. What? Like, what are they talking about? Like these, and their like thing was, well, you need if you double the pixels, you need 4 times the thing, and we need like 64 times the resolution. And like I said, well, you can actually just up it by what was it, 250 to 256, and they said, well, you need 16. No, you only need 8. And their example of why you would need 16 is actually inappropriate for the discussion because you, like, they're saying, oh, you need to load all of that at once. No, you actually only need a small grid of each thing. This is how, like, they don't understand what grids are and all that, I guess. You need a grid of what you want and what you're going to. Like, this is how upscalers work. Like, if you actually do grid upscaling, which is the most effective way to upscale and most efficient too. They're not understanding like all of the things you need because they just want, hey, like, let's get rid of all this stuff that like is bypassing, like, you know, really. Therefore, efficiency, you are not going to bypass optimizations. Just stop trying to de-optimize things. And like this is what it is. Um, anyway, let's see. Like, look, they're like saying, oh, you can train off of all these concepts, but like if you look at the paper, we're looking at VRAM stuff, we're looking at system RAM stuff, and we're looking at like variables. Like they're saying, oh, this paper proves my point. Where? Where? I'm reading it right now. It doesn't. So what it's saying right here is just like all this stuff, and it's like you're not actually you're proving yourselves wrong, or you're not proving your point at all. And this is the thing: the Furry Diffusion Discord is full of elitist retards. Like, you're elitist and you're retarded. How is that gonna work? Like, you have 0 functioning brain cells and you're elitist about it. Like, just do the simple math. You didn't link me 1,000 styles that were like a model of 1,000 styles. You linked me a model of a concept, a single one that was already in there mostly. It's just they don't understand like what they're. And the thing was, they were like, oh well, if the model's big enough, if the model is big enough, then it already has the data, right? It doesn't have they were talking about one that doesn't have that data. And this is like, and like another one where they were like, well, stable diffusion 1.5, like, and it looked all the same. Because that's the thing. Loras really have a limited scope in what they can do. And it's like, yeah, just that's why they're more efficient, but it also is like you're arguing that things can happen that objectively cannot happen. Like, and you're proving that they can by proving yourselves wrong by saying, well, we trained it in multiple styles and multiple characters and all that, but then you only really trained it in one style. You did multiple characters, but the thing is, it's trained on Bruce Timm's style. The characters are like an afterthought for it. Like look at what you're training. Your training is only adding one thing majorly to the model. You can add minor things after you train the one thing, but the problem is furry art is not just one major thing. It's thousands of major things. You're introducing thousands of poses, thousands of concepts on those poses, thousands of builds, thousands of like you're adding so many variables, and you're saying, oh, Dream Booth is like not gonna, like, it is what you need to do. And the thing is, like, they were saying, oh, we don't have to do it, and like they trained 15,000 images on one epoch, and like their result was not good. Whereas I can train a Laura on one concept in like a couple of minutes, and it will work because that's what Lauras are for, and that's what they do. And the Bruce Timm one, you know, it took more images, and it like took way longer, but it also only really did Bruce Timm styles and characters. But the thing is, it really only did like completely Bruce Timm's style. The other things it introduced were already there, like a green mask on Robin, right? Like Robin isn't a new concept. Robin is one of the things that make him up. So what we have is a green mask, okay, that was already there. You know, we have like a red outfit that was already. That's the thing. They don't realize what they're. Oh, I'm actually saying they're adding, and so they ban people for having common fucking sense, because they're elitist and retarded. It's funny, but anyway, yeah. Thank you, Furry Diffusion, for telling me that you are less brain cell having than me. Man, like it's funny. Like all I had to do was just like ask a question, and then they assumed I was arguing with them from off rip. All I did was ask a question. They argued with me, got mad that they were losing the argument at every single time, and banned me for losing their argument. Like it's your fault. You failed to prove it. And this is the thing. Like they link this doesn't prove what they want me it to prove. Like what this proves is like the optimization of lore. What the fuck were they like thinking this would prove? I think what this was a distraction because they thought I wouldn't notice I was banned and recorded immediately. But yeah, they literally disproved their point every single step of the way, and it's funny because they don't know how to deduce things. They don't know how to think like their own AI. It's weird, but like they don't actually know how to think like they're actually training AI. They think like they're animals. And it's just whatever.